We now have a special address by Sri Ravikiran Tirumala IFS Commissioner, Electronic Service Delivery, MeeSeva, Information Technology and Communication Department, Government of Telangana. Please join me in welcoming him on the stage. Sri Ravikiran Tirumala, IFS Commissioner, ESD. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, respected Secretary Sir and all the other officers and colleagues. Firstly, let me take this opportunity to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. I am from Telangana, and very quickly I'll go through the presentation. So, this Department of Electronic Services Delivery is the department which looks after all the citizen services. Very quick snapshot of the department. It runs under a brand name called MeeSeva, which was established way back in 1999. So we are close to now more than 25 years. And the different modes through which the services are given are mentioned here. We have almost close to 4,500 odd physical services center through which all these services are issued. In addition to this, there is an online portal, a mobile application, as well as WhatsApp. So I will cover very briefly each one of this. A very quick background of how MeeSeva operates and where we are. So close to, like I mentioned, more than 5,000 centers are there in the whole state. And we do transactions close to 80,000 to 1 lakh citizens per day. And very recently, we completed actually 20 crore transactions since its inception. What we ensure is that in a rural area, at least in every 5 kilometers, there is one center, and in an urban area, about 0.5 to 1 kilometer. And in addition to that, it has been seamlessly integrated onto DigiLocker, T-Wallet, and other such platforms. Just to give you how the numbers look, if we see for the last financial year, we did about 2.7 crore transactions, and the volume was close to 7,000 crores. So that is the amount of transactions that the MeeSeva operates with. Also, a mobile app exists for exactly the same purpose how the physical services are there. It is a very similar app. I would like to draw your attention to the MeeSeva WhatsApp, which was launched just 3 months back, where all the services have been now onboarded onto the WhatsApp platform. This is the number with which it operates. So now close to 580 citizen services are at the fingertips of the citizen themselves. So the citizen can directly access each of these MeeSeva services using WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp, I need not explain, has become part of our daily life. We get up with WhatsApp and we kind of spend more than, I would say 50 to 60% of our time on WhatsApp itself. So that is where many other states have also taken this leap, and Telangana has followed that. And we have now onboarded more than 580 plus citizen services on WhatsApp. So the key metrics, if you see, like I mentioned, another close to 580, more than 10 departments have been onboarded. What we also realized was on WhatsApp, in addition to the citizen services which are already there as part of MeeSeva, there are several other services which are much more easier for citizens to access using WhatsApp. Like one simple example was the temple tickets or the darshan tickets or the seva tickets, which is much more easier for any citizen to use WhatsApp to book this, using the WhatsApp, where you get a QR code, which is a dynamic QR code and can easily be scanned. So these are the payment services which are available. All the payment services, be it electricity bill or Panchayat Raj building payments or property tax payments. Similarly, all the application services like caste certificate, income certificate, residence certificate, all of them have been onboarded. What we also thought and decided was many other services which make more sense on WhatsApp than on the physical centers, where the education department services, like very recently the 10th exams concluded. So we were able to give this service of downloading the hall ticket on WhatsApp itself. Now the advantage here is it is not a very technologically difficult thing, but having one single number for the whole state makes it much more easier for a citizen to remember, instead of having multiple mobile apps or multiple web platforms or any of that. And because this is a AI-enabled chatbot, You just type that I want a SSC hall ticket or a 10th hall ticket or anything of that sort, automatically you will be able to get the hall ticket onto your phones. And so we were this time successfully able to give this service both for 10th and for intermediate for downloading of hall tickets. The added advantage of WhatsApp again is just last week actually the intermediate, that is 10+2 results were announced. So the results were also given on WhatsApp. Now the advantage is the number from which your hall ticket has been downloaded. We don't even need to ask the citizen for your hall ticket number to send the results. So we have proactively set all the results in a customized manner because we know which phone number was used to download which particular hall ticket. So that made it much more easier for us to reach out to the citizens. And because we have already enabled Telugu and Urdu, which are the other two official languages of our state, you can even use a voice-based query for any of these things. The next part which we have included on WhatsApp is all the emergency services. Yeah. Now, in fact, I'm sure all the state governments and all the governments have this kind of issue. When we were trying to identify in our state how many toll-free numbers exist for citizens, we came to know that there are about 16 toll-free numbers available. There is one for fire, there is one for police, there is one for an emergency ambulance, there is one for child abuse, there is one for drug abuse, there is one for women's safety, and the list keeps on increasing for cyber security as we saw. And it is very difficult for anybody to even remember these numbers or even store these numbers. Because we have an AI-enabled chatbot, which is on WhatsApp, you don't need to remember any of these numbers. Neither do you have to save any of the applications on your phone. You just say, I would want an ambulance, for example. Automatically, because it's an AI-enabled chatbot, it will redirect in the backend to the place or the department which needs it. Suppose I need a women's safety issue, whichever, or any kind of a safety issue, not just a women's safety issue. The moment you say I need help or whatever it is, based on the context, the AI can easily identify what exactly has to be done and can be integrated to the backend. This is much more easier because the citizen needs to just save one number, which is common for all the services in the state put together. You don't need another mobile application. You don't need anything. You just save this number. And it makes life much more easier. If I have to report, right now, if I have to call for an ambulance, there is a dial 108 service which is available across so many states. So what happens is you call that number and then somebody calls you back and asks you for your location, and then you send the location again on WhatsApp, or you tell him you have to come here or something, which is very automated in WhatsApp. You can just say, I need an ambulance and this is my location. So you don't need to do anything else and the ambulance can directly arrive at this. The whole idea here is because we are using a single number here, it is making much more easier for everybody to make use of this. The next part is about MeeSeva doorstep delivery. This was another service which was launched very recently. The objective is for all those citizens who are unable to visit a center, either because they are working professionals, or because they are senior citizens, or because they do not find sufficient time. What we are doing is we are trying to send agents to their home at a higher cost, of course, so that all the filling of the form and submission of the form, everything can be done at your house itself. This is another very recent initiative. Actually, the Telangana Data Exchange, it's termed as the first data exchange in the country. The objective here is actually what we are doing is because, Telangana has been kind of coming up as one of the major innovation hubs. What has happened is the startups are in such a huge number. What we are trying to do is we are trying to identify the use cases within the government and the use cases outside the government, along with the data which is available within the government, to come up with solutions which the startups can give a solution to the government. So right now, what we are doing is we have tied up with IISc Bangalore as our technology partner. So what they are doing is they have the IUDEX, which was the urban data exchange, which has already been developed, is kind of customized for the Telangana data exchange, where the data of the departments is already available with us, and use cases have been identified, which will be thrown as a grand challenge for the startups to solve the problem. So very quickly, if you see the glimpses, there are about 500 data sets, close to 25 departments, and 6 solutions are already in the POC stage. The future action plan is to identify higher impact use cases, which can be used for solving problems which the government on its own cannot solve or cannot execute, because these are very complex issues. So due to paucity of time, I think I'll just close here. And if there are any questions, I'll be very glad to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Shri Nitesh Kumar Jha, Secretary, Information Technology and Urban Development Department, to kindly felicitate sir with a token of gratitude.
Thank you, sir. What? One.